That Brendan Fraser episode always gets me.
Oh, that's a rough one.
That's a rough one.
Yeah.
So, Adam,
He dies.
Welcome back to the Jojitorium. Well, I think, remember too, whenever we found the German Scheiser porn.
Let's not lie to each other. You're in twerk classes over there. That's what
Yeah. That's all it is.
The fitness class.
Working on them TikTok videos you like so much.
Dead face.
Got right in front of you. Welcome back to the Jojitorium. You know who it is. It's Adam. It's Matt. We're decaying with the boys. And isn't it cool that Taylor Swift put that football player on the map?
Making Kansas City relevant.
Somebody has to. The boys have said it before, and they will beat the drum till it breaks. Your mental health is important. As soon as festival season winds down, the mad scientist down here in the Jojitorium cooks up some fantastic brews, but with a twist. The Last Garrison is an English special strong bitter that takes its place among four titans of the brew lab with Shat-Faced Pumpkin Roll Stout, Jason's Sleeping Bag IPA, and Salute Your Schwartz. These beers are going to good homes for a price, and all that moolah goes to charity, baby. The boys have decided to partner up with People's Oakland, a Pittsburgh mental health-based charity, to donate all money acquired for these brews to. People's Oakland aims to make our area a premier place for those who are afflicted with severe mental illness and co-occurring issues. You can support People's Oakland by going to their website, peoplesoakland.com, or by checking out the brews here in the Jojitorium by following Adam at @batch_brew. But just make sure that you tell them that the boys sent you. Welcome back. We are back in the saddle again. Adam, you are coming off hot because you've been very busy lately. I like you called me your Paul Heyman before, and I feel like you are my Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
I've been shopping you around a little bit.
Yeah, you sent me international, dude.
I did.
I went across the pond on Sunday.
You got to hang out with our buddy Dan from
Yeah.
Casting Views.
One of my favorite podcasts.
Yeah. So it was you and another mystery guest, and you guys were able to talk about some pretty cool stuff, which we'll keep on the down.
Keep it a mystery.
Yeah.
We'll keep it all a mystery. You got to listen to Casting Views.
Absolutely, and that's Dan over there. It's at Casting Views, and that's everything, man. It's Instagram, X, Threads. He's Podbean, Goodpods. It's everywhere. You follow us, you follow him. So now that you are on the circuit, as we would say, now that I'm representing you, I feel like I'm your special counsel. I do acknowledge you, my tribal chief. Are there any other podcasts that you want to try to jump on?
Oh yeah, if you're my agent,
Yeah.
can I shoot for the moon? I'd love to do Marin. Maybe Last Podcast on the Left.
Okay, realistically, would you?
Sugar Coated Murder would be cool.
That'd be a good
Fuck
one.
My Work Life would be fun to do again.
Okay.
We did that once. And,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to shop around.
Okay.
Talking Smack would be cool.
That would be a good one, especially because
Depending on the topic. Some of them I have no knowledge about.
yeah, but I think
Other ones I
Yeah.
really love. I like it regardless. I just
Right.
wouldn't be a good talking head on like the Spider-Man comic books or something.
yeah, that's not
you
your
know?
flow. But I
Right.
think if they got into like movies and stuff like that, you'd have a
Oh,
good time.
yeah.
Yeah, they've talked about some really cool shit over
I
there.
like film.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start, getting you out there a little bit,
Oh,
a little bit
boy.
more. I like it. So it reminds me, remember way back when we first really started, we got onto the Rocky Powell podcast, like went live with her on our IG.
That was our first one, I think.
like our
we guessed
first,
on.
yeah, just the two of us going on to someone else's thing. It went okay.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was interesting because it was like episode 1. We were just on the cell phone, but it turned out great.
Yeah. Shout out to Rocky Powell, by the way. She got to go on the Burt Kreischer's Fully Loaded
Oh,
cruise. Yeah, so that was pretty
wow.
cool for her.
I didn't know we went on somebody who's famous.
She's
Ooh,
good.
okay, yeah, Marin then. Get me on Marin, motherfucker.
Well, apparently I can try.
Pimp me out.
So, Adam, we are in round 1, and I have to, after acknowledging my tribal chief, I have to acknowledge the fact that you continue to bring us some of the best brews in the area. So, Adam, it is round 1. You brought some beers put all together. What do we call it? Round 1 beers. What are we drinking?
Yeah, went out to Columbus, so I got us some Ohio beers, and the first one we're gonna have here today is a hazy double IPA from Heart State Brewing, right there in Columbus, and it is an ale brewed with Mosaic and an experimental hop 0072, and then dry hopped with Citra. Looks like so. Crack.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. So, this is I can already smell it. So, this is Heart State. This is Oh, on the side of the can. 9 out of 10 people will mansplain to you why this is the best style.
Yeah, it was a fun brewery.
Yeah.
Got to meet the owner and I believe the head brewer while we were there. Really nice people. It's technically in Guyana, Ohio?
Guyana.
Guyana?
Guyana?
Guyana? But yeah, check it out. I mean, it's Columbus. It's a little bit to the east of Columbus.
Yeah, Guyana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if you want to follow them, it's Heart State Brewing on all social media. And that's on Facebook, Instagram, X, and a bunch of other things here too.
Yeah. And they're completely dog friendly and have a small food menu, which is rare.
Very nice. Yeah, because usually breweries outside of Pittsburgh for some reason don't tend to have kitchens.
Right.
It's usually
Well, and if they do, they're usually not dog friendly on the inside.
That's
at least.
true.
But this
Yeah.
place was both because I think he owned the building next door as well. So I think that's where the kitchen was. So I think that was the loophole for them.
Oh wow. Okay. So off the rip here, the color starts to kind of get itself back to a neutral. It's not as cloudy. I mean, it's cloudy, but it's not as cloudy as I'm used to. But it's not like overwhelming like hazies usually are. I mean, it's a double too, so it's going to be a little higher up there.
A little higher ABV. I'm
Yeah.
actually looking at the ABV up now. 'Cause
Okay. Well, I can tell you,
I'm
right,
not sure.
it has that like nice candy almost on the back end.
I agree.
Like a sweetness,
I
like,
agree.
like a lollipop almost. And that's the thing too. Mosaic usually, if it's treated the right way, can give you that kind of flavor profile. This is a great beer, but what I understand though, Adam, is you've informed me that we have 2 Ohio beers. So
We'll be battling them.
I challenge Ohio to an IPA battle. So we have round 1 and round 2 beers. And before we go into questions from the internet, how about we rank them?
Let's do it.
Okay.
That sounds good. This is 8.5%.
You can
By
taste
the
it.
way, and I don't know what else I was supposed to look up on here, but there you go, 8.5.
That's all we needed, baby.
And it does say, double New England. I wanted to make sure it was in New England. I
Yeah.
was pretty sure it was. It is. Classified
wonderful.
as that. But I mean, it looks hazy, but not like you said, not like juice exactly.
Yeah, like
It's hazy, but kind of transparent.
I'm liking it. It's not what I was expecting.
Yeah, and to mirror what you said, I get that candy at the end, like right up front, and on the nose, I get floral real hard.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. And that experimental hop might be doing some, because that's not Citra and that's
No.
not Mosaic. That floral.
Something's playing in there. We'll have to pick that apart during the break and try to figure it out.
This is lovely. Probably a lot of oats. That's probably giving it some sweetness too.
Let's give them that mouthfeel
But that's
too.
that's all speculation.
While we speculate, Adam, we have some things we can continue to speculate because we have some combat sports news. So from Buckle to Bell to Bellator, I'm back. The boys bring the best combat sports news in the biz. Is women's wrestling back? At least in the WWE. The booking for the women's division in wrestling has become a hot button subject. If we look over at AEW, they're not doing so great. They have champions who aren't fighting, storylines that aren't developing, and matches that don't make any sense. And also, Abaddon doesn't have enough TV time, and I don't like that.
I agree with that. And I think one of us would say the only thing they're doing right is Sheeta.
Yeah. Hikaru Shida! I fucking love her, dude.
Yeah, well, I don't even see my girl Britt on there that much.
No.
What's going on?
And
Love for Pittsburgh.
And she was the face that ran the place.
Yeah.
But before we go on, I heard that she wanted to take a step back to allow other talent to kind of go up.
That's fair. She was running it for 2 years.
The problem, though, is Tony Khan didn't get that message.
Yeah. He's just like, nothing then.
Yeah, well, I got nothing. But if you look over at WWE, the women...
Tony Storm batshit crazy.
Yeah. Make her fucking throw shoes at people? Whatever. It's like Sting in TNA. But over in WWE, the women's division is getting highlighted like crazy. If we look no further than the new Damage Control, which before it was Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. But now... Kairi, I always fucking her name. Kairi saying, thank you very much.
Gotcha.
Has joined forces with that trio. And then there was a surprise heel turn from Asuka after she decided to team up with Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair. I'm only naming these 7 women who are in this tie-up, and they're all stars.
Yeah.
They're all incredible.
And a big returning star.
Yeah.
Like they got the returning star at Crown Jewel. That was it.
Yeah.
It was a lady, went to this a women's faction. Come on.
It's incredible. And then you're not even talking about the champ until right now because Rhea Ripley has been absolutely dominant as a women's champion, and she's made herself the de facto leader of the Judgment Day, which is arguably the hottest stable in pro wrestling right now. I mean, and then you have Piper Niven and Chelsea Green trying to like hold down the tag titles, and then they're like a goof ass comedy.
Yeah, they're comic relief.
It's incredible.
But it's good comedy.
Yeah. So their women's division is developing storylines and everything. And then you have Chris Statlander, who can't even get on TV, and she's holding a TBS title.
Unreal. It's named after a network. Put her on.
Put her on. You have a whole Collision is for TBS.
Right.
Oh, God damn it. But Adam, what I want to pose to you is a couple questions here. How do you think that WWE can continue to capitalize on this wave of support for the women's division?
I mean, just keep writing solid. You got just solid storylines. That's what they're going to need. I mean, the Damage Control was definitely getting stale, and then they teased is Bayley going to turn for a couple months? That got stale. Now they got another shot in the arm. This is going to work. This is going to keep it relevant. Maybe to Mania, definitely to Rumble, but they need something after that. They need like a couple long-term ones, a couple short-term ones, and just make it interesting. Mix it up, get some new people in that title picture. Becky Lynch helped a lot going down to NXT and making even more women relevant. Like, yeah, they're doing a great job.
Yeah, like Stratton down there in NXT, giving Becky all she could handle. And then going back Damage Control, you literally have an inserted set of storylines with Asuka, who will turn. She'll turn on everybody because she's in that new mode. But then, too, Bayley can still turn face. She still has the opportunity, and she set the layers already whenever Sane came back, and she was making eye contact with her.
Get the wavy tube men back.
Let's go back to hugging people.
Yeah, let's do it.
And then this actually keeps Charlotte Flair away from competing for titles.
And maybe keep Nia Jax busy. That would help. Keep her out of there.
Also, she's relevant. I forgot to even mention that.
Yeah.
She's relevant with Raquel Rodriguez. They're getting into a program
They're both
together.
relevant. The girl that was helping out Trish Stratus. This isn't helping me make...
Zoe Starks.
Yes, I was going to say.
Yeah.
That's not making her sound relevant because I don't remember her name just now. But she's awesome. I like her look, and she's like a badass. She's like
a badass,
She's like the
dude.
next Becky Lynch, in my opinion.
Absolutely, man. She has the look. She has the move set. She is strong as
Freaking
fuck.
jacked, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Put her against Rhea. Let's do it.
So, I mean, if you just kind of follow through with it's all in front of you. You got great talent, and if you just let them do their thing, I think you can just continue to move it up. Now, if AEW could figure out how to do a semblance of that, they might be able to catch the wave too.
Shida versus one of Shida's friends again?
Go put him in. Yeah, Emi Sakura. You put her.
Well, they only got those three ladies in the Riot Squad, or the outsiders, the insiders, the outcasts.
But they're not together anymore.
Yeah, well, they're the only three relevant people still. Just put one of them against the face, and that's it. Done.
Why couldn't you build Tony Storm going against the Riot, and then
and then have the title? Yeah, you have a whole separate storyline.
It's incredible.
Let's see one woman's storyline before the end of the year that doesn't involve a title.
You know what storyline I thought was going to be dope as shit in AEW, and they didn't follow through with it, was Hikaru Shida going as Abaddon, and Abaddon dragged her under the ring and bit her neck.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was such a cool fucking storyline. And they were like, well, Abaddon needs to go take time off for nothing. They just didn't have... Dude, that would have been cool. You could have silly had Sheeta turn. It could have been a cool tag team or something.
Zombie.
That would have been awesome.
Undead
Zombie
Sheeta.
Sheeta?
Yeah.
Woo, even hotter.
The walking Sheeta.
I love her. She's so good. I just feel like she's going to get wasted.
Just like the bunny.
OnlyFans, baby.
And buy the Butcher and Blade, too. Saw that this week.
Oh, they're gone too?
Oh, they're gone, yep.
Oh, no.
They're all gone. Every Time I Die reunion confirmed.
It's about time. The other bands are doing too good.
Yeah.
And he needs to go in there and fuck it all.
I think it was the day after we recorded the last podcast where I said, well, at least they're still there. They weren't.
So, Adam, speaking of people jumping ship and getting released and everything, Bleacher Report pitched 3 ideas for trades they wanted to see happen between WWE and AEW because they, for one reason or another, and their list is kind of cool. I would like to see some of these switches, but like Andrade El Idolo going over for Shinsuke Nakamura. So have Nakamura over in AEW. You have some pretty cool dream matchups there, and El Idolo I think has the WWE look, and he's already known
He's
what
already
it's
been there.
like to fail there.
Yeah.
So he can go the pitfalls.
But that was a McMahon failure.
Yeah.
I'll put that under McMahon's thumb.
Yeah, that's a mustache.
It's a mustache move.
It's a mustachio move. And then how about Drew McIntyre for Big Bill? Again, another guy who used to be in the E, coming back to the E. Yeah. He's got the look.
Trade him for a hulking dude that's been on the Indies. I don't think you can do that one anymore because Drew McIntyre's now at least an honorary member of the
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day.
Yeah.
And now his whole persona works. That Just for Men beard he has actually fits in with the Judgment Day.
How mad do you think JD McDonough is, by the way?
Dude, yeah, totally stole that flame, right? Man, that fucking beard and mustache. You gotta get a little touch of gray in there, Drew, man.
Yeah, I mean, you went too
You
hard,
look
too
like
fast.
shoe polish, dude. Look like you're drawing it on.
So how about this last one here that I don't like at all? House of Black for the Viking Raiders in Valhalla.
Scottish people don't even have black hair. That's not true. There's Irish and Scottish people.
I don't even like this at all.
But this House of Black Viking Raiders? No.
well, that's the other thing, too.
They won't do House of Black right in the WWE.
Well, also, too, the Viking Raiders split up, and Ivar has been wrestling.
Well, I thought
Eric got fusion surgery.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's out with an injury.
Yeah,
right?
he got neck fusion surgery.
Almost said Ancor. I didn't remember his name.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember that dude. He fizzled out too.
Yeah.
So, Adam, I wanted to pitch to you 3 ideas that I had.
Go for it.
I want to take FTR from AEW, throw them over to the E, and they give us the Street Profits over at AEW.
I like that. Another high-flying tag team.
They're like a better private party.
And I think I've seen FTR do face everybody I want to see them face right now.
Yeah.
We're getting into like rematch territory at this point.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, you're gonna start seeing FTR books for
because the tag team picture in AEW is also thin to go along with the women's division because they started the trios division and sucked up a bunch of their tag teams. So what the fuck? My favorite tag team, the Acclaimed, is now a trios.
Yeah,
I mean, at least they're the champs.
I mean, it's cool, but they don't do much with the trios belts, though.
No.
AEW has a lot of problems. How about Karrion Kross for Lance Archer? I think they both need a rekindling of their careers, and they can find it in cross promotional.
That is my
bouts.
favorite one out of the 5 we've heard so far.
Yeah.
I really like that one.
Yeah, I like,
and that's also somebody who has not been in the E going to the E, and Karrion Kross hasn't been in AEW. So
yeah,
I like the way you think.
Thank you. And the last one here is kind of a stretch, but I'd like it. I want to take Chris Statlander for Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan has the look that I think AEW needs, and she does have a good skill set. And I think Chris Statlander could prove to be a very
tough athlete on the East roster.
Yeah, you think about putting her in NXT and having her run against like Stratton right now? That'd be a great match.
I don't think AEW can afford to lose her at this point, but I do. In fantasy booking, I like it.
Yeah. Well, of course, fantasy. Ooh, right. Sorry, Lady Frost. Ooh, ooh, Slipknot. So, Adam, I know that you also said that you wanted to pitch a couple.
Yeah. So, like I said, I liked your Karrion Kross Lance Archer one because that's somebody, and same with Chris Statlander, people that haven't been in the E already.
Yeah.
So I tried to focus on that. And my first one would be Ricochet for Rey Fenix.
Ooh, that's a
Just
good one.
switch your high flyers. Ricochet would be a big deal in AEW. Fucking Rey Fenix could go in the LWO or branch off do his own thing. Like, he'd kill it.
There's a resurgence in Luchador too, so that'd be a big shot in the arm for WWE because Rey Fenix is cero miedo. He'll do crazy shit for you.
And then in the what I call the trade of the Johns, I'm going Johnny Gargano for John Silver.
Meat Man.
Yeah. Because John Silver with his height, it would be tough in the E, but did find something for him to do.
Well, he could join.
Plus, he's strong.
Could you imagine him joining Gable, Otis?
That's exactly right there.
Shush! Yeah. He'd have so much fun there.
But I think that's I just don't think Gargano, even now, repackaged and coming back from injury, I still don't think he's catching on the main roster.
Unfortunately, he's not.
But maybe him and I'm gonna say Gargano. He is Gargano. Ciampa can do a good tag run.
Ciampa.
I think that should be a good tag run.
Yeah.
And then finally, I have 2 shooters. I guess John Silver's not going to team up with Chad Gable because I'm trading him to AEW for their shooter, Josh Woods.
I like this a
Because
lot.
I hate how underused Josh Woods is
Yeah.
in AEW. He's fucking great.
He hasn't been on TV in months.
I think they're saving him for ROH, and like he's in a lot of ROH stuff, but he was on the AEW roster, so he's going.
That's tough because he has a great skill set.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed
Good
Josh
look.
Woods.
Yeah.
Who is he up? He's in a stable with somebody.
Yeah, with I almost said Tony Atlas.
Well,
God,
it's the
dang it.
same kind of
Yeah, it's
idea.
Tony-
It's like the premier athlete.
Yeah, what is his name?
I can't even remember because he's also forgettable.
Abs for days.
Yeah,
That guy.
that's the guy.
But it's those two and that lawyer guy.
Oh yeah,
Are all
Smart Mark
faction. Yeah,
Sterling.
yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I can't remember.
Can't remember his name either. But that
Abs.
guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, Josh Woods was the star
Guess
of it.
you're not
anyway.
booking him well either.
No. Well, here you go. Yeah. Well, they had a. No, they didn't. I was gonna say they had a really good tie-up.
Tony Nese.
That's it.
Yeah.
Tony Nese.
Tony Atlas. Whatever.
You were close. That was a good
I
guess.
was just off by a couple decades.
Reaching for it.
Couple decades, couple pounds off.
But I'm not falling for it. You know who else isn't falling for it? Alexander Usyk. We don't have any sponsors. Alexander Usyk. So we've kind of talked about this before. Tyson Fury is scheduled to go against Alexander Usyk for a heavyweight championship unification.
It's the one foreign name you can just say
I can
perfectly.
crush. I crush that name. So
You're good with the cold climates.
I am. Well, I'm Czech, so I think it's just it's inherent in my blood.
That's right. Yeah.
I feel the Usyk. So there, he's going to link up against the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, in February. Now it's been cemented. I wasn't clear on the date though, because it was kind of around the late 20s for February.
Okay. So end of February.
So Usyk was not convinced that Tyson Fury won't bring his A game to the match. He believes that he was overlooking Francis Ngannou, and that way Alexander Usyk is not going to allow his fight camp to kind of pacify him. He's been in the gym. He's been working really hard at it, and he went on to say during an interview, he said, "I think that Tyson Fury underestimated Francis Ngannou. He will be different with me. I think he will make some conclusions after his last fight." And the one thing he said that I thought was hilarious, he goes, "I don't care how he behaves. I only care about how I behave."
Perfect.
Yeah.
I can't agree more. Because what, you're going to be over prepared and just whoop that ass?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Which I'm kind
It's
of
the biggest fight
to.
of your career. Well, arguably one of the biggest fights of your career.
Oh yeah.
Get it. I mean, it's hot off the heels of the promotion of the Ngannou fight, which got a ton of coverage. So,
Yeah.
this is going to put Usyk on the fucking map. So
gonna be
take
great.
it serious. If the Gypsy King doesn't come in prepared, then he's just going to get knocked out. And
Well, I can tell you right now, the fight odds, friends of the podcast, Odds Shark, are bringing Tyson Fury in at -260, and Alexander Usyk is coming in at +190.
So they also think he overlooked Ngannou a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that it's not a bad idea to think that, because we've seen Tyson Fury fight like Deontay Wilder. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
that
come
one
on.
shocked me. By
Yeah.
the way.
And
It still shocks me.
every time I'll go back and just like YouTube clips and watch them. Dude, Tyson Fury was dead to rights, man, and he just like rose like the dead and
Yeah.
took that fight back.
The Gypsy Taker.
Yeah. Dong. So, Adam, another friend of the podcast, Platinum Mike Perry, is scheduled to take on Eddie Alvarez in the 56th iteration.
He ain't our friend.
Whoa, Mike Perry?
Hell no. He uses tasteful language a little too much for even me.
Yeah,
He uses the big word.
he uses lots of big words.
Tony Atlas would not like him.
That's true. So he is scheduled to take on Eddie Alvarez in the 56th iteration of the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship on December 2nd of 2023. It's in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Ooh, bleeding in front of them Mormons.
So yeah, they love that shit. So the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is scheduled to have 2 title defenses and a bunch of familiar names with Ben Rothwell, Todd Duffy, Jeremy Stevens, and Jimmy Rivera. So this card's shaping up very nicely.
Shit, Todd Duffy's still out there. That's awesome.
Do you know
I'm gonna
Todd-
check this out.
Todd Duffy actually has an MMA gym in like our area.
Oh no way.
Yeah, it's up in it's like Westmoreland County-ish.
No
It's
shit.
the Mat Factory.
Oh, cool.
He's out
Well,
there just
I'll be rooting for Todd Duffy.
arresting people.
I liked him in the UFC his whole run too.
Yeah. And I, from what I understand, I have friends that go there and they say he's the nicest guy on the
Nice.
planet.
Yeah, he never came off like a douche
No,
or anything.
I think he just loved to fight.
Jeremy Stevens could take some hits.
So there is a rumor that if Alvarez loses, he may retire. So he's going into this fight. He's 38-2 with 18 KOs, 6 subs, and 6 decisions. Do you think that Alvarez would walk away from the fight game if he loses to Platinum Mike Perry?
I mean, it's possible. I didn't know he was still in the fight game. So
Neither did I until I read this article.
I mean, and he was one of my favorites. I think he got whooped by McGregor in his last fight at the UFC. He might add one after that. I don't remember it. But I do remember him versus McGregor. That was a big fight.
That was a huge one.
Many years ago, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I could totally see it. It's age, man. Like, sometimes you just don't have it anymore. I think if he gets knocked out quick, you might see him retire.
Yeah.
But he should do pretty well. Like, he was a great stand-up boxer. Like, that was his forte. So it's going to be technique over brawling with him and Mike Perry.
I think so too. And like we said before,
Fun fight, though. That'll be a fun fight.
Mike Perry's built for bare knuckle, dude. That dude.
That's where he should have been the whole time.
The whole time. The dude fought through a nose that got broken into corn chips, and he was like still coming forward. He's made for bare knuckle.
He said, "Dip me back in the salsa."
So Adam, with all this going on, and bare knuckle is really starting to gain momentum every card. Do you think that the rumors might be true here that Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship could get a TV deal? ESPN's looking for somebody to add on because Slap Factory, or the fuck that's called, ain't doing too well.
Ultimate slap fight. I hope so, but I don't know if somebody's going to take the chance on that because it's just so much more violent.
It is.
I think it's going to be tough. They could probably get something on cable, though. I mean...
What's the CW doing?
Somebody will
They're
take a
scooping
shot.
everybody else up.
Yeah, you got an opening on the channel now that NWA is going to be... Not NWA.
Yeah, baby, it is NWA.
Oh, no, it is NWA. I was thinking of a
you're
whole
good.
different NWA. Don't call it...
It's a crazy motherfucker
Yeah,
named Ice Cube.
Yeah.
So
So NWA left that, that spot
Yeah.
up their nose. So yeah, Bare Knuckle can just come on.
I think Bare
Dude,
Knuckle
I got
is-
so thrown off by NWA.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
like on a different level. I want to throw it on right now.
What's cool though is that you lost it to an incredible, historic hip hop group.
Yeah,
I love it.
they didn't do cocaine on TV.
They used to rock my socks. And I was it's like people always. I've gotten called old now more often than not because I'll like say the thing I listen to still, and NWA is one of them. I love NWA.
I'm old as shit.
Yeah.
You call a beer salute your Schwartz, and you figure out how old you are real quick.
Oh yeah.
What the hell does that mean?
Who giggles? As soon as you see a giggle,
Right.
you're like donkey lips. So Adam, we're moving into one of your favorite segments. We're going over or jobbing. Woo. I have 3 rumors here for you. Starting off with number 1, Lesnar will return to the WWE at the Royal Rumble. Going over or jobbing?
I think that is jobbing. I don't think they need him to sell tickets. I think they have other people that might be making a return. He hasn't been away long enough. Maybe they could use him for Mania. I don't even think they need him for that. So maybe see him at SummerSlam.
I need to see him in the mid card.
Just wrecking fools.
Just wrecking people. He should be that guy.
You know what? You don't bring him back until he's going against Gunther. And I will die on that hill.
I'll sign up
Yeah.
to watch that match
Yeah.
7 days out of the
Don't
week,
you
man.
fucking talk to him until he's coming back to face Gunther.
Speaking of, coming back, trying to do your thing, LA Knight had a great match against Roman Reigns, ultimately lost that match, and now there's a rumor on the street, on the dirt sheets, that he has a ton of heat in the backstage. Do you think that's going over or jobbing?
I think he probably might have a little bit of heat with like other wrestlers that might be jealous of this push he's got. I think it would be dumb, like really dumb of him. And he's an older guy. He's in his early 40s. I think it would be really dumb of him to have heat with like the higher ups and the agents and stuff. Like if you're being cocky and a dick, I don't think he would be like that. He's been in the industry for so long. I think he knows better.
Yeah.
So I could see him like maybe other wrestlers saying, "Oh, he has heat," just because they want to quell his push,
Yeah.
which is kind of shitty. You would hope.
But that's what
everybody gets
happens,
along,
though.
but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
jealousy's real.
But the other thing too,
Envy's green.
I think that
So is money.
break out your money.
Oh no!
Oh, here he comes! Oh shit!
Spoiler alert for the Royal Rumble. Huh?
Oh god, dude! Entrant number 30, and everyone's like, "Fuck!"
His ACL won't be returning till Mania though.
Left that shit at home.
Oh fuck!
I read that LA Knight's having trouble because he allegedly had a dispute over merchandise, which merchandise is huge for WWE, but I still, like you said, I don't think that he would engage in that nonsense because he's older. He's been in the game too long.
So that if it's on that, I could see it
think?
happening because he's got to be the number one.
He was.
or number two.
Yeah, he leaped Cody Rhodes.
So, like, if he's outselling Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, like, I could see him wanting to renegotiate that merch deal because it's probably what he originally signed when he got called up. So
true.
that I could see that.
Man, I wonder how many points he gets. You know, at that contract, everyone talks about percentages. It's all about the points, man.
Yeah.
I bet you he's got some good points off of that. Trying to dig into that accounting brain
More
of
money,
yours.
more money than I'll ever know.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I was just trying to calculate how many years I'd have to work.
I saw you go into a deep space in your brain.
You see me go deep and then go into a depression. I hit the number.
Oh, jeez. So, Adam, for more depressing...
I'll be bones in the ground before... I'll be bones in the ground before I make as much money as LA Knight made this year.
Oh, jeez. You're not wrong. Yeah, he sells a couple fucking T-shirts, and he's driving a Maserati.
The worms are the money.
So, Adam, speaking of more depressing news, do you think that AEW's Continental Classic will be a shot in the arm for the company, or will they just screw that shit up like the Owen Hart Classic?
It's so fucking boring. It's jobbing.
Yeah.
This is not a shot in the arm.
No.
It's the Owen Hart Classic was lame this year. Like, they ruined that. They didn't push it like they should have. And guess what? If you do a tournament every quarter, it ain't special anymore.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know this was happening until yesterday. Like, fuck off.
They didn't do much of bringing it.
Who won the Owen Hart Cup this year?
Oh, Ricky Starks.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know the women.
No fucking clue.
Willow.
Willow!
Not that Willow.
Slipknot! Willow definitely listened to Slipknot!
So
Willow!
I mean, they haven't done a very good job of pushing these tournaments, and that's what makes it so difficult to buy into them.
Yeah. Can't stop thinking about Willow.
Silly goose time, baby.
Yeah. Can I break into a little story time last night?
Okay.
So I was at Monday's Brewing last night, friends of the podcast. And actually, it's a stout I helped them with. Got named after the child of a regular customer that comes in there. So the beer's called the Willow. And I got slightly hammered last night and just kept saying, "Give me a Willow!" And the bartender looked at me like I was insane. And funny twist ending to that, the bartender was my wife.
As wives are
I
one
was
to do.
annoying the fuck out of her because I've already been running around the house like a madman screaming Slipknot everywhere. And now I started saying Willow like that. So, like, woo.
Well,
unbelievable. But go get some Willow at Monday's Spring.
Unlike
on
Slipknot.
all social medias at mondayspring.com.
Unlike Slipknot kicking out Jay Weinberg for no good goddamn reason, you know who we won't kick out of our podcast?
Any of our sponsors.
We kicked them all out. We don't have any.
We're going to bring them back in.
We brought our friends in, and we'll support them.
Yeah.
And if you support our
we
friends,
get sponsors.
you support us. Like Slipknot. If you support our friends, you support us. And you support us, do some pretty cool stuff. So we're going to see you guys on the other side.
Fuck you, Slipknot.
He's on the run from the law, falsely accused of murdering his... Wait. Oh, got my scripts mixed up here. Here we go. This makes more sense. The Movie Wire Podcast with host Justin Henson. Hear Justin's movie verdict wherever you listen to podcasts. Tune in to The Movie Wire today.
Welcome back. Hopefully you heard something that you like, because again, when you support our friends and you support us, and we support us, we do some pretty cool stuff. Adam, we are in round 2. You went over to Ohio. You traversed to Ohio, and you brought back not one, but 2.
I got that Flatland Hazies.
Delicious beers. So put that all together, what we call it? Round 2 beers. What are we drinking?
Yeah, we're drinking a little something from Dank Brewing Company. They are out of Newark, Ohio. And this is their Chasing Trees line, and this is strain number 11. So this is their line where they are trying to chase the haziest and dankest IPA they can make. And this one is hopped with Citra and Strata, and then it's dry hopped with Mosaic, Meridian, and Nectaron. So enjoy. This was my favorite one I had there, and I sampled quite a few. They're known for their hazies and their sours, so and this was my favorite of the hazies, as recommended by their very knowledgeable bar staff, and also dog friendly inside and out. And they had a great food truck.
So dank.
And when they don't have a food truck, I got to plug it real quick.
Yeah.
There's a great pizza place one town over called Pizza Nerds, owned by friends of the podcast. And oh man, it's like a good somewhere between a Detroit style, a grandma style. I'm not as big of a pizza nerd, so I'm not sure. I would call it Detroit style. You get like that caramelized cheese around the edge.
And the sauce on the top.
Oh yeah, you can get sauce on the top. We got pesto on the top.
Get the fuck
They
out.
also do house-made ranch on the top. So there's a bunch of stuff you can get on the top, and a bunch of sauces you can put on the pizza. Some really unique toppings, big ass square slices.
Pizza
like
nerds.
so big too will fill you up. Great breadsticks, and the co-owner and his wife makes stuffed cookies that are fucking, I think they were quarter-pound cookies.
They're trying to bring me
man.
there.
And then you go in to pick. Well, you can get it delivered to Dank House, or you can go in there and pick up, and it's like all '90s nostalgia nerd
That's
shit.
awesome.
Yeah, I was like in love. I was like, oh, Ninja Turtles, oh, Super Mario, bunch of cool ass movie posters. So yeah, go if you're ever near Newark, Ohio. Go to Dank House. Go to Pizza Nerds and have yourself a great fucking day. And calories don't count that day. So just fucking do it.
Just let it roll. If you just go to Dank House, they do search them out on all social media. Dank House Brewing on Facebook, Instagram, X. I believe they're on Threads too. They have dankhousebrewing.com. You can check them out over there too. And then Pizza Nerds.
Pizza Nerds is at Pizza Nerds OH, I believe.
Oh,
on
wonderful.
Instagram.
Yeah.
If that is incorrect, we will also have it in the show notes.
Yeah, we'll put it all in there. Because we want to be friends with people who have stuffed cookies. That's for sure, dude.
You're damn right you do.
This beer is so danky. When I cracked the can, it went right into the stem of my brain. Right back there, man. This thing. So I'm not a huge hazy guy, but this thing right here, this shit right here, this
brings you back.
This brings you back to the haze game because it's dank. And it has all those flavors that you remember from the first time those New Englands were coming out. Those haze bombs were coming out. They weren't relying on just overpacking with all the Citra and the Mosaic. They were really relying on getting
some new shit,
the funk into it. And that's what this thing has, man. From front to back, nose to palate. And it's lingering. My mouth is watering.
I get a little bit of that lollipop sweetness too, like right in the towards the end. So kind of similar to Heart State, but very good. This one's also 7.2% double haze.
We're gonna die.
And we might be recording a podcast after this. See if you can tell.
So, Adam, and don't forget, we are going to pit these two beers against each other after we get through the next segment here, which is huge response to this segment, by the way. It is our ground and pound. So we broke down a weird would you rather last week about whether you could rush for 5 total yards in an NFL game. And this sparked a ton of conversations. I was receiving some DMs like, I could do it, I couldn't do it. Why do you think you could do it? Why do you think you couldn't do it? So Daddy went a Googling.
It's a good question. Thanks to our listeners for questions from the internet for that one.
I appreciate that. So I went a Googling, and I tried to find some weird this or that to kind of go along with that and make it like a ground and pound on, this or that questions that stump people. But I came across something else, Adam. I came across security.org, and they constructed their most...
Not friends of the podcast.
Not friends of the podcast. No security up in this podcast. The most dangerous internet challenges to date.
Nice.
So, Adam...
I'm probably familiar with a couple of them a little too closely.
And possibly me as well.
I was a dumb teenager once.
So, Adam, I want to ground and pound this top 10 most dangerous internet challenge with you. and see if they actually are dangerous or if they're just overreacting.
Yep.
You ready?
Yeah, let's try to get through with no edits.
So, Adam, coming in at number 1 here, we have planking. And if those unfamiliar with planking is you would lay as straight as you possibly could. It's people with abs and not us. So you'd like lay across stuff, and it was harmless enough. People would go across their kitchen counters, a couple other things, and all of a sudden it was like, I'm on a skyscraper.
Yeah.
I'm on a lion.
Look at the Empire State Building.
And people were dying from planking. Do you believe that planking is a dangerous challenge?
I mean, it shouldn't be. That's kind of up to you to make it dangerous.
It takes a little effort.
I mean, if
to
you're going
make
to do it on
death-defying.
a wild lion, I mean, you're just playing with fire.
Was it Steve-O doing the planking?
Yeah, you got to keep it. You got to keep it within the spectrum of
Like wholesomeness.
safe. Yeah. Like
kitchen counters fine.
I'll try it on that beer cooler first, and then maybe scale up from there.
Yeah, not a fucking lion.
It ain't gonna plank back.
No, it's gonna bite.
It's gonna fuck you up.
So, Adam, moving into one that hits home for me because I did do this one, the hot pepper challenge.
Yeah, it was on your never do it again.
Yeah.
From the questions last week.
Never do it again. So to bring the relevancy back to me, I did eat a Carolina Reaper thinking that I was a badass, and guess what? I'm a bitch. So once you get your hands on the hottest pepper, you try to just throat that bad boy, and and people were doing like the Packy one chip challenge, but I actually found out that somebody died from that. And
From the most recent one, yeah.
They pulled all the Packy chips out.
Yeah, for this year, yeah.
So, and then, Adam and I, for charity, shout out to, we did that Stream for the Cure. We did Last Dab Triple X popcorn with some other stuff, too. We've done Last Dab Triple X stuff before, but I think that's a lot tamer than eating a Reaper.
Yeah, than like a Reaper or Pepper X is the new one, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's just going like a Guinness World Record for that thing.
Yeah, haven't done that one yet.
Nope.
I watched the Hot Ones crew do it, and they didn't like it very much. They liked it, but they got destroyed.
I watched one of the guys that was on the Netflix thing, like We Are the Champions thing they did, and they were like, "This is too much. I can't fucking do this." So I mean, you could see where this could get wrong.
Yeah,
right?
well, I mean, I've done Reaper, I've done Ghost. Like, I love Ghost actually. And I've done a bunch of hot wing challenges, and I've done not the Pocky one chip that got pulled, but I did last year's and the year before that, I believe.
Okay.
Did we do one on here as a punishment?
No. What we did here was
We might have just did it here on a brew day for shits and giggles.
I think we did. I think it was before we even had a podcast. I think it was just like we just fucking did that.
I thought we last dabbed one and had to eat it.
We last dabbed a lot of things here.
Fuck.
Well,
But yeah, I've definitely done the one chips, and
they're tough.
Brutal. Yeah,
they're tough. Speaking of tough here, with number 3, we have the sunburn art challenge, where you lay out in the sun without sunscreen, placing a funny shape or a phrase on your body to have it temporarily highlighted by the sunburn around the decal. I've never done this one, but I think by your face, you've done this.
Well, I sunburned pretty easy, and
no shit.
It was before I knew what melanoma was.
I watched you sunburn at night.
It's happened. Moonburn.
The tide comes in and Daddy gets burned.
Scorched. I mean, when I was younger, I definitely sunscreened a smiley face on my stomach.
Oh, that's fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
It works. I did it once with sunscreen, and I did it once, and it really worked with electrical tape because that shit's black, and that really attracts the heat. Regrettable.
Very much so.
I think my brother did that too. I think we did it together. I don't remember what I put myself.
You fucking bash.
I don't remember what I put on myself in electrical tape.
Right.
Probably Slipknot.
That's so
I probably did the cool 90s.
Oh yeah. Everyone was like drawing in their notebooks and stuff. Like you weren't cool unless you
or
could
the
do
Jinko J, something like that.
the bell bombs were stupid enough.
Whoop whoop.
So Adam, moving on to number 4 here, the NyQuil chicken, which is something I didn't know about.
It makes me throw up in my mouth.
You boil a chicken in NyQuil. The reason why this is dangerous is because boiling NyQuil strips away all the fillers. Because if you don't know, NyQuil comes with like water and flavoring and some other like carriers and whatever. And then you just strip it down to its most toxic form. It's a very concentrated form of NyQuil. And then people try to eat the whole fucking chicken. Like it's basted with like barbecue sauce NyQuil.
Yeah, I think this one started on TikTok. This isn't old. This is pretty new. I remember seeing it. I think this was kind of born out of the boredom of COVID. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like
it's gross though.
Oh,
like
man.
the chicken's fucking blue.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, oh man, I'm really depressed here for COVID because I can't go anywhere. We know I should do probably just chug a bunch of cough medicine.
take a nap. Yeah, just chug it. And for the I mean, don't do that. You don't got to put it on chicken and give yourself the KFZs. Like,
Yeah,
just
dude,
give
yeah. You're
just
fucking out.
13 herbs and ouchies, man. Like, oh man.
Speaking of old challenges, we go into number 5 here of the cinnamon challenge. Cinnamon, of course, instantly dries out your mouth, leaving you trying to swallow dust. But if you breathe this stuff in, it actually can cause some significant irreversible damage to your lungs.
Much like vaping now.
Yeah. Popcorn lung.
Popcorn lungs.
Yeah.
Cinnabon lung.
Did you try this one too?
Yeah, I definitely did this one. Yeah. And I remember going like, it's not that bad. And as soon as you, I didn't even get, it's not that bad. I think I got out. Because as soon as you open your mouth,
volcano?
you breathe in.
Yeah.
And volcano it everywhere. Because it's not even, it doesn't look like a lot. I think it's a tablespoon is all you
Yeah,
need.
like when you look at it, it's like a heaping tablespoon. And
Totally doable.
there was a woman. It was like one of the viral videos, and she was like, I don't even understand why this is a big fucking deal. And I can't remember her name, but I remember seeing on YouTube, and then like on everything after that, she's like, it's not a big fucking deal. And then dude, I thought I was watching someone die on YouTube.
I mean, it makes you wonder why the sanitary engineers in the elementary schools throw kitty litter on vomit.
Like,
just throw a little cinnamon on there.
That's it.
Just suck it right up.
Yeah. Put a little sugar in that cinnamon, man. Rim my glass. Give me a
Shout out
pumpkin
to our
spice latte.
sanitary engineers.
Yeah, custodians.
I'll be joining you soon.
Yeah, me too. God, I can't wait.
Unless we get some sponsors. Jay Weinberg, sponsor the podcast.
Speaking of shit that isn't going to happen, what about the next challenge we see here?
I'm a big fan of The Boss. Bruce Springsteen, The Boss.
I know.
Yeah. Born in the USA. That's not him. Shit,
that's
that's not
not
him.
even
That's John
fucking
Mellencamp.
close.
Johnny Cougar.
What are
Also
we
a big fan. Suck it down, chili dogs. With my cinnamon.
I love that.
Dude, double IPAs were a bad idea.
Your brain works in weird ways.
Dude, I'm off on a Theo
love it.
Vaughn type thing.
I know. So, hey, man, you ever heard about this one kid? He had one arm.
I had some NyQuil wings before we came on, so I'm just racing the clock at this point.
So let me bring you back.
Where's the
into
race
this.
the clock challenge? You remember
That's
that
not
one?
here, but this one was going to get your attention. The Bird Box Challenge. Because if you know what the Bird Box is, it was Sandra Bullock. She was in this movie with on Netflix where you put the blindfold on because like the demons could like scare the shit out of you or whatever.
Yeah.
And you had to, so now with this challenge, you had to put the blindfold on and try to play Pokemon Go in fucking oncoming traffic.
I remember hearing about some second grader getting hit by a car because of this shit.
They put a blindfold on her like, I wonder if I can get to school. Quick answer, you can't.
Pikachu, Squirtle.
Oops.
That Pokemon escaped.
Yeah. This thing is...
Oh, my God.
It's exactly what you think it is. It's going blind into the most like people that were doing it in the city, like in major metropolitan cities, were putting blindfolds on and walk like New York, 6-lane traffic in Times Square, and you're like, I wonder how this is going to turn out. Well, I can guess.
You're not Daredevil, idiot.
There's no sonar.
Yeah.
There's no sonar. An lecture won't fuck you. Like, it's over. So Adam, the next one here that's so.
Bird Box Paris, by the way, is a giant piece of shit.
Yeah.
Did you see that sequel?
I really
Yeah, it's a big piece of shit.
terrible.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch that. Watch it for Sandra Bullock did a good job in the movie.
If you're like, I want to watch something before I go to bed, just NyQuil chicken. And
Yeah, NyQuil chicken that shit. And then like wake up with some cinnamon challenge. So Adam, number 7 here. 7 and 8 disturbed the shit out of me, but 7, the blackout challenge, where you choke yourself or someone else unconscious. And this can actually lead to oxygen restriction to your brain, which a little bit of science here. In 5 minutes, you can cause irreversible brain damage.
I did the, it was like middle school, maybe like freshman year of high school.
Okay.
But the one where you like breathe real heavy like 10 times and then bent over.
This
It worked.
I was
Yeah, I
reading
went
about
out.
this one. I was like, you're choking people?
I clocked my head off.
Yeah.
Off a desk.
You're going. You're basically knocking yourself unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Like I was reading this one, I was like, oh, you're choking yourself. I think, how would you choke yourself?
We wouldn't be such good friends if I wasn't this dumb.
That's true. We were both poor. How we entertain ourselves.
I don't have an N64.
I know what I could do though. I could choke myself unconscious.
Cool and all, but check this out.
Odd Job sucks, but watch this. Terrible idea.
I'm gonna find my own dark space.
Speaking of dark spaces, this next one is fucking way too much.
Fuck your segue.
I had to dive deep into this one, and I don't think I have to go back to my therapist, man. This one's called the Blue Whale Challenge, and I even put in notes here. This is fucked up. It's reminiscent of that movie 13 Sins, if you remember that indie horror movie where a guy has his cell phone, he keeps getting all these like win $1 million, but you have to do all these crazy things.
Oh yeah. There was a Black Mirror that was like that too.
Yeah. So this one here, this is over a span of 50 days, and you start off doing very like menial tasks, like take a Snapchat of yourself and send it to your crush. Like, oh, innocent enough. Then by the 50th day, they instruct you to kill yourself.
Eee.
Yeah, it's like
It gets real dark real
it
fast.
gets real dark. So
At least mask that as like, go plank on a lion. You know?
that is also the same thing. So I dug deep into this one, Adam.
Don't unalive yourselves, people.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Also, 988 is the number you call if you have those ideas and you can talk to somebody. So I dug deep into this one. It was actually a Russian student in 2013 who took credit for starting this whole thing. And he said that the reason why he wanted to do it is because he's basically like Thanos. He wanted to everybody out of existence who was, quote, dumb enough to engage in the challenge.
Oh, so it's like better, like a modern day Darwin.
Very much so.
Yeah.
He thought that people in that time in 2013, which was really like the height of social media, people were really following trends, and he thought he could trick enough people into doing it. So then when he was tried in court, he denied it because I think he was responsible for like 13 or 15 females for ending their own lives. So this was a very dangerous challenge, and then it's gone on for a while. And there's all like people are disputing how it was named. I don't give a shit. I think it's just screwed up.
I don't give a shit how it's named. The fact that it happened is bad.
Don't fucking do that.
I really don't like dumb people too, but
not that much.
Too far. Yeah.
I'd rather watch them at Walmart than just have them off themselves. I want to be entertained, not saddened.
Man, that one sucks.
That was a tough one, dude.
I did not participate.
No, thank you.
I might have blacked myself out in 7th grade, but I did not.
Did not do that.
Do well.
So
I got sent to the principal's office.
For that?
For blacking myself out.
Really?
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you do it in school?
Oh, yeah. At my desk.
What are you doing?
It was a study hall.
That's not a good excuse. I was bored.
It was right after we took attendance, and they're like, Adam Bashline? I was like, present, but not for long.
So, Adam, there's no way you did this one because you're still here with me. Number 9 is the Tide Pods Challenge, and there's no intricacies this one. You just fucking eat them.
Yeah, well, I mean, they do look delicious.
They really do. You would,
especially after you ate all that cinnamon.
Yeah, I was like, I better have something liquidy.
How do I wash down this cinnamon and NyQuil chicken? How about a Tide Pod?
Cleanser. So this has claimed a lot of lives of impressionable adolescent youth because the Tide Pod Challenge.
Dumb adolescent.
Yeah. But also, too, because people were faking the Tide Pods, too, on social media. Like, oh, this is a Tide Pod. Meanwhile, it was like powdered sugar and like some other like, orange extracts and stuff. Right. So it wasn't a Tide Pod. So people got in a lot of trouble for this one because kids were like, oh, if this influencer's doing it, I'm going to do it. Yeah.
Soap tastes good.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? I mean, I get if you're like a baby and like just it's candy.
Well, yeah, you have no
but
thought.
Like these were adult. These were like 12, 13, 15-year-olds doing it just because one, I even remember, again, boredom of COVID, like people were selling them as gags on the internet, the actual edible ones.
The ones that were like actual like
powdered sugar
goods,
and fucking and I was like, well, that's a little far, but good on the creativity, but too soon maybe.
But here we are. We're just having fun on the bodies of the deceased. It's internet challenges have always been. I mean,
I lost a lot of hope for the world when the Tide Pod challenge.
Oh yeah. To see how many people got tricked into eating Tide Pods, that was a rough one. But that leads me to the last one here out of number 10, swatting. And swatting has kind of died off, thank God. But swatting would happen mostly for online gaming, streaming, Twitch streamers, things like that, because you would see individuals who were streaming get doxxed and doxing is whenever your entire location gets disclosed, and someone would call local authorities and make an audacious claim like,
oh, they have a meth lab over there.
they have a meth lab, or
They kidnapped somebody.
they're stacking firearms, they're
Right,
going to blow up a building, whatever. And then, of course, as law enforcement has to do, they respond to it, and people have died from interactions with law enforcement because they're going into what they believe to be a very heightened situation. Yeah, and we've seen
that happened with some celebrities too.
it
right?
did.
Didn't some celebrities get swatted?
It did.
That's a shame.
And so swatting has been considered the most dangerous of all the internet challenges, Adam.
Yeah, probably. I mean, stop playing it online.
So playing on lines, swatting.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to come face to face with a SWAT team that thinks I'm trying to hurt them.
There's none of these that I could think that I would want to do.
I'd do some more hot challenges. That's probably about it. Though.
Maybe, yeah, but I have to like really think about it.
I wouldn't bird box challenge across my living room.
No,
No
I
chance.
stubbed my toe this morning in the dark. I don't want to put a blindfold on, an extra barrier to my success. I don't want to fucking do that.
Hell no.
So, Adam, I think this ground and pound, it survived, man. It went to decision.
Yeah. So this is 2 weeks in a row. I think this is a very good list.
It
This
really
a
is.
bunch of fucked up challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 weeks in a row. It seems like it might be your favorite second half segment.
Yeah, I really enjoy this one because I like to dive into it even further than we get to see it on the surface. But also, too, very serious. If you see this kind of behavior and the people that you're around, you really got to intervene with them. Like we said, November is Mental Health Awareness Month. So when you see these things kind of happening, it's kind of your responsibility to jump on board and try to take care of the
I
people.
thought the cinnamon one was just for fun. If they like spicy food, though, that one's okay.
That's cool. That's cool. But
People do ask why I eat wings like that and cry in public.
well,
To eat the wings, I'm like, they're delicious. They're like, but they're causing you pain. I was like, yeah.
I've watched you eat spicy wings. I have no problem. I watched you try to plank on a line. I was like, Adam, stop.
Yeah. Stop me there. Stop me there.
Again, if you look at, you can do interventions 988 on your cell phone. You can text or you can call it, and you can get some people some help that they need. So even though we're having funs and jibs and jabs on this one, if you see someone engaging in this shit, check on them. They may need your assistance. So, Adam, before we move on to your favorite topic of the second half, we have two beers that we are pitting against each other. We have two incredible IPAs from the state of Ohio, and we need to decide which one's going to reign supreme here. So, in round one, you have your can over there. If I can have that, please, so I can go ahead and say this the right way. This is Heart State's Double Break Double IPA. It's a double hazy. We have Chasing Trees from the wonderful
Dank
House. So, Adam, we have two great beers here. I throw it to you because you went there.
Yeah.
So
both lovely breweries, by the way. I will preface it with that. Both except Doggo's Inside and Out. But I'm going to go with the Dank House Chasing Trees Strain 11 because it's very unique. And I think they have the edge because this is what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Heart State, you can get lagers, sours, German beer, English beer, whatever. Dank House is doing fucking hazies, few lagers now, and fucking sours.
I like
And their
that.
sours are good too. But yeah, I think in double hazy, they're just doing it. And Heart State, they'll catch up. And that was a very delicious beer. So check them both out. Both of them got something for everybody. But yeah, my vote's going to Dank House.
My vote's going to go to the one that really stood out for me, and the one that I feel in my heart is the one that really captures the flavor profile I want. So Sam Adams Cold Snap, thank you so much for...
I knew you were setting up for something.
Yeah, no, Chasing Trees is definitely the one I'm going to go with as well. I think that this is the one that...
Cold Snaps.
I think it really... it captures a lot of the flavor profiles I like. And also, too, Heart State, I think the candy flavor was a little bit high, a little too elevated for me.
I think some New England drinkers are into that. And it's probably, like we said, that experimental hop in it. Like, I've never, in all fairness for Heart State, I've never tasted anything like that.
Really,
and that's
it's
not
good.
in a bad way. Yeah, it's like a very unique tasting beer. But this brought back nostalgia.
Yeah.
The Dank House.
I really enjoy it. And that's what I'm saying, too. Even though we're ranking them, they're both incredible beers.
Oh, yeah. I will be back to both breweries.
Absolutely. I can't wait to make a road trip myself. try to entice the wife to go over there and babysit me while I try to drink my way through Ohio.
I mean, Dank House was only about maybe 2 hours from here, so a little further
Not bad.
for you, but yeah,
Not bad.
2:15, something like that.
Okay, I could do that. I do that on a pretty normal basis anyway for
Yeah.
traffic in Pittsburgh. So, Adam, we are going into your favorite segment of the second half, questions from the internet. Adam, what canceled TV show would you bring back?
In a freaking second, because it got
Yeah.
canceled out of nowhere, in my opinion.
Supernatural.
No. Firefly. Not nerds. I almost killed Matt with that. Mindhunter, which was a series on Netflix.
I can't believe you do this to me.
Yeah, sorry, dude. I knew I was going to kill you with Firefly. We both spit beer out today, by the way. So
Oh my God.
clip that. But yeah, Mindhunter was a psychological crime thriller, like based on true events. When the FBI started like instituting a behavioral science unit
Yeah.
to like go into the mental faculties of a serial killer, so they could catch them quicker. But you have real life serial killers being portrayed on that show, and at least agents based on real agents, and just had some of my favorite actors in there. And was just such a great written show and had me on the edge of my seat. But Netflix claimed that it was too expensive to make for the views it was bringing in, and they chopped it after 3 seasons.
That's a shame.
And I think even the 3rd season was like greatly delayed from the first.
Yeah.
Like season 1 and 2 came out like about a year apart, and then season 3, like you heard they might be on the chopping block, but then season 3 finally got made, and it was great. But it just. And it left on a cliff. Like, they didn't know they were getting canceled. It left on a big cliff.
That sucks. That's the worst.
Where the freaking agents were about to go after the BTK killer, and, like, it fucking blew up in your face.
So in terms of this one, too, and I like yours a lot.
Thank you.
And mine is in the exact opposite direction because...
Doug?
Oh, I love Doug.
Matt says bring back Legends of the Hidden Temple or go rot.
OTEP. No, I want.
No, it's OMEC. OTEP's the shitty metal band.
Oh yeah. No, I would bring back one of my favorite shows. It's my comfort watch too. Is Scrubs. I love Scrubs. It's a great show. I think because it did something that other shows tried to replicate over the years, where they would do like flash vignettes of things, like especially in JD's mind, he would like create these ideas and everything, and it was kind of cool. Then he kind of gave that power to everybody else for a while.
So almost like what Family Guy does with the cutaways, but with real actors, like real life, like live action.
Yeah. And also too, like very multi-layered storylines. There was always like 3 or 4 things going off at all times.
Yeah.
So you had to like really invest yourself.
Each group
in
of characters had something.
Yeah. I really liked it, and and Donald Faison and what was it JD's his real name I can't. It's
Zach. Is that Zach Braff?
Zach Braff, yeah. Their real life bromance can really be seen on screen. They're like friends now. They're in T-Mobile commercials and shit now. So it's kind of like us.
Now they're just cashing checks.
Yeah, they're just cashing checks now.
For sponsors, T-Mobile
Yeah,
sponsors.
the strongest 5G network in America.
Put us in a commercial with them.
So I like that one a lot, and I would bring that one back.
As far as complete opposite side of the spectrum for me, but like I love that shit too because it was it had storylines enough to keep you into it, but it was like dumb and fun and legitimately funny for a quote unquote sitcom to like kind of turn your brain off. Like you didn't need to get invested like a true drama TV show.
Yeah.
But every once in a while I would give you something and hit you in the
Yeah.
feels. And
It
it
really
was a cool ride.
Oh yeah.
Scrubs was a good show.
That Brendan Fraser episode always gets me.
Oh, that's a rough one.
It's a rough one.
Yeah.
So Adam,
He dies. Spoiler alert.
Number 2, Adam. Give us a hot take on something.
You thought I was going to be really nice.
Yeah, I really
Oh
thought you-
my God. Hot take right
Hot
now.
take right now.
After 2 double hazy IPAs?
Yeah, hot take right now.
Listen to all you millennials and whatever the younger than millennials are. You don't got to respect somebody's opinion or agree with somebody just because they're old and have experience. Question everything you think should be questioned. You should respect them, but if they burn you enough times or if they get way out of field, you don't have to stay quiet just because they've been there before.
Mm-hmm.
Make your opinion heard.
Yep.
That's all.
And mine almost
Not
piggybacks
an ageist thing, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, a lot of people just are like, well, he's done it for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff evolves. Stuff evolves. Everything changes
every year.
Right. Everything changes. Don't be afraid to question it.
Mine kind of goes along with that. It's don't be afraid to be a loser.
Yeah.
Because what's the difference between losers and winners? One wins, one loses. What's the similarities? They both try. So if you're a loser, that means you put yourself out there and maybe you didn't get what you wanted, but you tried and you put yourself out there. So being afraid of what people are going to say, think, do, or act to what you're doing, as long as you're not hurting people, fucking do it. Everybody we idolize is a loser.
Has failed at some point.
Yeah. We're fucking losers.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been told no so many times.
We got no sponsors.
We got no sponsors. But we get told no, and it's okay because I'd rather go down swinging than have someone decide my fate for me. So
Yeah.
I'm going to try and lose and hopefully win eventually.
And it's fine if you lose. Just don't give up.
Don't give up.
Losing is fine.
Yeah.
Just keep trying.
Exactly. Adam, the last one here. This is a good, fun one. What's the worst movie in the MCU?
You're gonna have to help me out and make sure it's in the MCU.
Yeah.
Ant-Man?
Yeah. That's,
Yep.
that's it.
Fuck you, Ant-Man.
I like it.
Because my initial thought was Green Lantern, but that's DC.
That is DC,
Yeah.
yeah.
Poor
And that's
Ryan Reynolds,
really
Green Lantern was
terrible, yeah.
Crap.
Oh, God, the MCU. They've had some fizzlers.
I dislike a lot of them, by the way.
Yeah,
Recently,
I'm
but
not a big superhero movie.
I was never an Ant-Man dude.
I like comic books, but I don't like the movies.
I'm not a big MCU. Well, and I like the when they had the series on Netflix. Speaking of shit that got canceled, like Daredevil, Punisher,
So
stuff like that. Show
good.
was so good. Jessica Jones was great. Luke Cage was good.
Even Iron Fist was dope as shit,
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
man. That was really good.
Yeah, now they're all watered down Disney bullshit.
Yeah, wait till they buy
Which is
Hulu.
why I only watch The Boys.
Us.
No, The Boys on Amazon.
Oh, fuck.
And The Boys.
We're on Amazon. Still relevant, baby. I would say...
Old Homelander over here.
Yeah, that's what Cacao! In MCU, I would say the Blade TV series is the worst thing that ever happened in the MCU.
I don't think I've ever watched that. So
Stay that way.
I'll believe you. Yeah.
Stay that way.
Because Blade, what was it? Blade 2 was fucking awesome. The movie.
Yeah. Blade 1 was dope. Blade 2 was awesome. Blade 3 was okay. And then Blade, the series, is terrible, but they're going to reboot it. And they're going to bring in some fresh characters for a new Blade. But the Blade
Bring
TV
Wesley Snipes
series,
back.
you can't because he's crazy now.
He just doesn't pay taxes. Who cares?
It's not just that. He thinks he's really Blade on the set.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Can't go around biting kids.
Fathering children. So, Adam, for the 103rd time, I have to
Blood
ask
diseases.
you this question. What's on tap and where can you find us?
Hell yeah, Matt. Well, it's like you said at the top, the 4 Titans, I believe you're calling them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So, we have the Last Garrison. Our ESB is carved up. It's ready to bottle. It's ready to serve here in the Jojitorium, so hit me up. A little bit of Shat Face left. That's definitely our lowest running one so far, our most popular. Coming out of the tap room. Jason's sleeping bag just put a full keg on yesterday, so come grab that one. And the Schwartz beer's going fast, but we still have quite a bit left.
Nice.
So salute your Schwartz. If you're older than 35, you'll probably get the reference.
Bud Nick. So if you want to go, I'm down here in the brew lab. It is at @bash_brew on all social media. Don't forget about South of Heffen, baby. Represent your hood.
Yeah, them shirts are still out there.
It's
Get 'em
over there at
Brewery.
Penn Brewery, baby. @bash_brew and Penn Brewery on all social media. You want to go down the boys down here in Jojitorium? We are at DWTB on all social media because I went out there and I actually bought out all the @DWTB tags that you can get. So
Boom.
if you search out @Decayin, DECAYIN WTB on all social media, you get us.
We spent all our sponsorship money for the year doing that.
I ran it all out. So I bought it. Thank you for everyone who let me buy them out for cheap. I appreciate you guys. But we have them now. So Decay and WTB on all social media for everything we're on. If you search us out, you can find us. So give us a follow. Hit the little bell for notifications. Subscribe to us. Share us. And helps us out. Puts us in the algorithm. And if you like us, then why wouldn't you help us out? We have tons of followers. Why won't you subscribe? Change it.
Hit it up.
So as we're down here,
Get us one of those cool YouTube plaques.
dude, that'd be so cool.
We'll hang it right here.
Right there, right in this area.
Pull this down.
Fuck this thing.
I'll put it in front of my fucking face for the whole episode.
Oh, absolutely. So while we're down here for this episode, and we're nervously awaiting our next endeavor after we're down here with you guys. Until next time, cheers.
Cheers. Well, I was like, I could just read it off the can and then fucking white font. White font, yellow, chartreuse background. Get the fuck out of here. That could be the outtake. Love that brewery, though. Very friendly to doggos.
Amazing.